Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for Lotus's fourth quarter result webcast. Lotus specializes in the design and manufacture of interconnect solutions for server, PC, automotive, industrial, and medical devices, and is a global top 3 supplier of CPU sockets. My name is Howard Kao, and I'm the coverage analyst here at Morgan Stanley. We are very honored to have Mr. Ray Tai, Deputy Spokespresident of Sales, here with us today, and we look forward to his insights and comments on the company as well as the market. Ray will first walk us through fourth quarter results and also provide some forward-looking commentary, and after that, we'll open it up to questions. At any time during the webcast, you can send in your questions in the text box on your screen. I would now like to turn it over to Ray for opening remarks. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Howard. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ray Tai, Senior VP of Sales and Deputy Spokesperson at Lotus. Thank you for joining our 2024 fourth quarter and whole year result earnings call today. Your ongoing engagement is deeply valued. Please note that this call is being recorded today. Before we dive into these details, let me briefly introduce Lotus to you. As many of you may know, Lotus specializes in design and manufacture interconnection solutions for server, or PC, automotive, industrial, and medical. Lotus maintains full control over our manufacturing process through in-house integration. This unique capability not only enhances our flexibility in customer support, but also accelerates our ability to deliver cutting-edge solutions, ensuring we stay ahead of market demand. Last year, our top line reached to a record high of 30 billion NT dollars with yearly EPS of 82.77 NT dollars. And 2024 4Q margin is, as you can see right here, is 53.15% with an annual gross margin of 52.41%. The distribution across different segments for the 2024 4Q and whole year are as follows. Server accounts for 35% in Q4 and an annual proportion of 34.1%. And laptop maintained at approximately 12.25% for both Q4 and in the entire year. Desktop represented over 28% in Q4 and 27.487% annually. Strategic customer over 8% in Q4. 9.8% for the year. Automotive held steady at 6.32% in Q4 and the whole year. Industrial remained at 2.67% for both Q4 and the whole year. Linters over 6% in Q4 and achieved 7.31% annually. For the 2024 outlook, we anticipate at least 15% increase in our top line for the current year, and driven by several segments, which we highlight below. The growth of the automotive will be the highest, and then will be the server, desktop, laptop, and for the strategic customer, industrial, and linters anticipate to have moderate growth from 5% to 10%. In 2025, with the estimate, OPEX will be around 1.5 billion, same as will be around 1.5 billion NT dollars every quarter. And regarding the CapEx, the estimate expenditure for the 2025 is around 2.5 billion NT dollars, and plus an additional 500 million NT dollars for purchasing a new office in Taipei. So in total will be around 3 billion NT dollars. That's our CapEx in 2025. For the gross margin this year, I expect that it will remain stable at the average level of 2024. And however, the operation margin and EPS will continue to grow this year. And for the content growth overview this year, the key growth trend in 2025 for different segments is as follows. For server, as you can see right here, Intel's Eagle and AMD Bergamo and Turing, the penetration rate will grow from average 30% in 2024 to average around 60 to 70% in 2025. And the Intel Bloodstream entering the market with an expected 10 to 15% penetration rate, and we expect that we can continue to grow in our PCIe cables. And for the AI-related products, the SOCAN and the QD will start to contribute within this year. And the power connector and cable, the demand for the power connector and cable will continue to increase. And for the LGA connector, also called as a GPU socket, I will regard it as a potential business opportunity for us. And for the desktop, the growth will driven by the higher adoption rate of socket V1 for Intel, socket M5 for AMD, and the DDR5 and PCI Gen 5 as well. And for laptop, I will expect the higher penetration rate of SODDR5, M.2 PCI Gen 5, and the USB for Type-C. So that's the key content growth in 2025. So for the market update, as you can see right here, based on our observation of the production volume from our customer side, as you can see right here, server, it dropped a little bit from 1.3 million per month to 1.25 million per month. And the laptop will drop from 11 million per month to around 10 million per month. And desktop will drop from 6 million per month to 5.4 million per month. So as a result, we estimate that Q1 revenue will decline by 5 to 10% quarter on quarter, which is primarily attributed to the Chinese New Year. For that, let me explain the February drop. As you can see right here, most of the investors asked me about the February drop. I would say it's attributed to the Chinese New Year, because typically the employee require approximately 2 weeks to resume work productivity post-holiday. So I would advise that to assess January and the February's performance collectively. So as you can see right here, accumulated YOY is 25% growth in this year. So that's the briefly introduction I have for you. See if you have any question. Howard, thank you.
Thank you, Ray. And now we will move into the Q&A session. Again, as a reminder, please send in your questions in the text box on your screen, and we will get to them shortly. So while we wait for questions to come in, maybe Ray, let me ask you a couple of questions first. Just going back to one of your slides where you talked about AI servers, can you talk a little about your qualification progress for QD? How is that looking like now? And is there any difference between different scale customers in terms of your qualification progress? Thank you.
Actually, we start to ship our QD from last Q4, and we expect that the QD will contribute around 2% to our total revenue this year. The progress of the qualification, I will assume that is asking about the NVQD qualification process. Right now, we are the RVL reference vendor to the NVQD, NVIDIA's quick disconnect. Right now, we are in the final testing stage. I expect that we are able to finish all this test by within this month, so that maybe we are able to get into the AVL by early next quarter. Yeah, is that okay?
Yes. So right now you're expecting 2% contribution. So how should we think about your opportunity in this space post getting qualified for NVQD? What could be the upside to this 2%? How should we think about that?
We expect that we expect that we can win more project after we get the approval. We get a final approval. At this moment, we have engaged with a lot of customers, and most of the customers are waiting for our testing result. So that's the current situation. So I would say after we get the approval, we might able to win more project in the coming quarter.
Got it. Thank you. And can you just help remind us and help us quantify the content on a per tray basis? What is the QD content for a GB200 tray, and how do you expect that to change going into GB300?
If you are talking about the 300, I would say the total for each tray will have 14 set. As far as I know, we'll have 14 set QD in each compute tray. So the total 10 will times the total of compute tray and the total demand of the rack. So that's how I calculate the 10. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you. So just taking a step back, Ray, can you talk a little bit about what kind of impact you're seeing in terms of tariffs, and what is the plan for Lotus to mitigate any impact from the tariffs that has been implemented this year?
Okay. I think we have Vietnam factory, and the Lintus have Thailand factory to support our customer at this moment. So I would say we are ready for that. We are now bringing more production line to Vietnam and Thailand. So we are able to bring up our capacity in Vietnam and Thailand within a very short time. So yeah, I would say we are ready for that.
Got it. And can you talk a little bit about what bringing up capacity in Southeast Asia, like Vietnam or Thailand, how should we think about the impact in terms of cost or margins?
Actually, we are waiting for the instruction from our customer because what kind of product we need to, we need to, production in Vietnam is still, we need to talk with our customer first. So we are waiting for the instruction from our customer, right? I will expect a lot. Right now, I think the capacity in Vietnam is around 5%, and I will expect that this year, by the end of this year, maybe will reach to 10%, maybe. So that's the current status. And I would say the average cost in Vietnam is a little bit higher than China because the efficiency is a little bit lower than China. So that's the situation right now. That's what
Got it.
I would
Thank
say.
you.
It's a little bit, but not much. Yeah. Sorry.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you. And do you think with the higher cost, you will be able to also raise prices a little bit to help mitigate some of that cost?
Some of them, yes, but some of them, we try, no, but we try to, negotiate with our customer in another way, like, getting more getting more share to mitigate the cost impact.
Got it. Thank you. Ray, can you give us some guidance on how we should think about 2025 revenue growth?
I would say, I think at least 15% should be no problem. As I just mentioned, for the highest growth will come from the automotive. Then will be the server because, as you can see right here, the penetration rate will be higher, much higher this year. And we have QD, we have PCI cable. So yeah, so server will grow higher than 15%. And then will be the desktop. Desktop will driven by the higher penetration rate of V1, M5, DDR5, and PCI Gen 5. And then will be the laptop, and then will be the rest of the three. Yeah.
Got it. So just to clarify, you're at least 15% revenue growth, at least.
Yeah. Yes.
Got it. Thank you. And in terms of automotive, that being the largest growth driver for this year, can you just tell us a little bit about what is the driver behind automotive growing so strongly?
I think compared to the other big guys, we are, I would say, relatively small. So we continue to win projects on them. So we are now, as you can see, last year we didn't affect by the market situation. We continue to grow last year. So with more projects come in, we can continue to grow this year or in the coming years. Yeah.
Got it.
I would say not just from the Europe and China, but also our US customer will continue to contribute to our automotive business this year. Yeah.
Got it. When you look at your auto revenue, I guess from a region perspective, which region is the highest right now, and which region do you think will grow the fastest?
Right now, China is the biggest one. Take around, I would say around 45 to 50%. Then will be the Europe and then US. But this year, I think US will grow faster than the other two.
Got it. And I assume mainly for EVs in the US?
I think right now most of our products are for EV. I would say over 95% of our automotive products are for EV.
Got it. Thank you. When we look back over the past couple of months, we saw a bit of rush orders, I think for PCs, but also maybe for servers. How do you think that's trending now? And do you think Q2 will be better than seasonal or weaker than seasonal as a result of these rush orders that we've seen in the past couple of months?
I would say right now we're kind of okay after. I cannot say it's rush order. That was rush order. I would say that's because of strong year-end demand. I mean, as you can see, last Q3 and Q4, the demand is strongly than last first half. So I would say I would not say it's a rush order. Yeah, because that just come from the strong demand. And Q2, yes, I expect that it will stronger than Q1. Yes. Is that okay?
Q2 should be stronger than Q1. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Q1 weakened because of the Chinese New Year, I would say.
Got it. Thank you. Just jumping to ASPs a little bit. Can you share with us the current ASP difference for server and PC CPU sockets? Maybe also the difference between Intel and AMD. Any color you could share with us there? Thank you.
I'm sorry that I'm not able to give a very specific number, but I can only say that it's highly related to the pin count. Yeah, as you can see, the pin count difference will represent the price difference will highly related to the pin count difference, and another one will be the time that it get into the market. I mean, as you can see for the socket V0, it's already in market for over 3 years, so the price will definitely lower. But for new product, the ASP will be definitely higher. So that's another factor. Am I answering a question?
Yeah. I think that's great. Thank you so much.
Okay.
If we can just come back to QD a little bit. Can you help us understand how what is the Lotus competitive edge, especially when you compete against other suppliers that have cold plate solutions where they can bundle sell their cold plate and manifold maybe alongside their QD. How do you compete with that kind of bundle sell solution?
Okay. I would say second source or third source is a policy to each of the supplier, not just to us, but to almost everyone. So I know most of our customer, especially for the module maker, they have their own QD, and we are not going to replace them. We just want to be their, second source or third source. So that will be, they must have a second source, third source. So we just want to be one of them. That's it.
I see. Got it. Thank you. Just question here about AI accelerators. Is there any potential for AI accelerators to use sockets? I'm guessing this is asking about ASICs. Any potential for ASICs to use sockets?
If you are asking about the CPU, I would say yes, we are working on some project. But if you are talking about the GPU, I would say no, they haven't used socket at this moment. They are still using the connector right now. So in the future, I would say maybe in the future, the LGA connector might used by other ASIC. I always say the ASIC in the future, the ASIC might use the LGA connector. Maybe they will use it. So that will be an opportunity for us.
I see. What do you think is the reason for them not using it right now? And what do you think is the reason for them wanting to use it in the future?
Because right now they are using this kind of structure, the OEM structure, and the original design is by the NVIDIA. So they are using the OEM structure, and they are using the mirror mesh connector right now. So in the future, once NVIDIA's Blackwell structure being put into the OCP, become a standard, maybe in the future they will follow NVIDIA's design to using the LGA connector. I would say maybe they will do so. So that might be an opportunity for us. Is that okay?
Yes, got it. Thank you. If we just jump to desktops real quick, can you talk about the different expectation in terms of penetration rate for the different sockets like V1, AM5? How do you expect that to progress throughout the year?
I think the socket V1, right now, the penetration rate is around 25 to 30%. And it will be higher, of course. And but the AM5, the penetration rate right now is over 50%, and not just the higher penetration, but the AMD AM5 keep gaining market share. So that will help us not just for the socket, but also the DDR5 and PCI Gen 5. Yeah.
I see. For the V1, does it have to be? Is DDR5 and PCIe Gen 5 also a requirement?
Oh yes. I think they only same as the AM5. They only support the DDR5 and PCI Gen 5. So after V1 ramp, it not just help the DDR5 and PCI Gen 5, but also help the AM5 to continue to grow. Because regarding about the BOM cost, the AM5 is same as the V1, so that's why it helped the AM5 to grow. Is the penetration rate.
Got it. So okay? When we look at, if we want to think about DDR5 and PCIe Gen 5 penetration rate within the desktop market today will be between 30% and 50%. Is that the right way to think about it?
I think right now is 30+% to around 35, something like that. And it will be higher, of course.
Got it. Thank you. Is there any, can you share with us your expectation of what these numbers will be by year end this year for V1 AM5 and DDR/PCIe 5?
I will expect it will over 50% by the end of this year, but I'm not so sure if it can, reach to 60%. I'm not sure at this moment, but I think 50% should be no problem.
Got it. Thank you. And then on the server side, can you also share with us what the penetration rate for SP5E1 is right now and your expectation for year end?
Okay. As you can see, last year the average penetration rate of Eagle and Bergamo was around 30%. So this year, I would say the average penetration rate will reach to 60 to 70% by the year end. And we start to we already received the forecast and the shipping request from our customer for the burst stream. So I would say, yeah, by the end of this year, the penetration rate will reach to maybe 15%.
I see. So you're already shipping burst stream right now in Q1?
We start to ship some. Yeah, we already get the forecast and the shipping request from our customer, and I think we start to ship some quantity to our customer.
Got it. Yeah. Thank you. And sorry, just jumping around, but if we jump to AI servers again, when you look at your opportunity and content, if we want to split between GPU and ASIC, where do you think you have higher content? Is it within the GPU space or is it within the ASIC space? Just trying to think about what that means to you if NVIDIA gains share or if ASICs gain share.
I would say at this moment we mainly focus on the NVIDIA, and for the ASIC, as I just mentioned, we got some opportunity. We have some project ongoing with CPU, but for the AI related, I would say we more focus on the NVIDIA right now. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you. So if we just come back to QD again, can you talk about the pricing environment as well as the competitive landscape that you're seeing right now for NVQ?
There are a lot of competitor. I mean, for the NVIDIA, they put a lot of supplier in their RVL list. But for their AVL, I think we are one of them. And I would say, at this moment, I would say we have the opportunity to gain some project to win some project, because some of them, they also supply the cold plate. So for some of them, they are more like competitor, not just a supplier. That creates some opportunity for us, I would say. Is that okay?
Got it. Got it. Thank you. Yeah. But from like a margin perspective, how should we think about the margin for QD if compared to your general server business? Is it higher? Or is it lower? How should we think about that?
I cannot talk about that, but I would say, yeah, it's it will be lower than our average. Yes, but it will bring us more higher. It will bring us revenue, and it will contribute to our operation margin and EPS.
Got it.
I mean, it will help us to
just
grow the OP margin and EPS. Yeah. Sorry. Yes.
got it. Got it. Thank you. Maybe just take a step back, just looking at margins again for the full year for 2025. I know you talked about how you're expecting OP margin to expand year on year, but what about like what's the tailwinds and headwinds you're seeing in terms of gross margin? Why is your expectation for this year that gross margin will be flat year on year? Can you just walk us through the tailwinds and headwinds that you're seeing for this year?
Okay. The reason why I say the gross margin will stay in the average level of 2024 is that I just want to give the investor heads up that this year we have positive impact, but because we have better product mix, so that's a positive impact to our gross margin. But we also have some negative to our gross margin, like the raw material, like the low margin of the QD and cable, and low high average cost of the Vietnam. So I just want to give the investor that a heads up. Yeah. But our target is to maintain our margin in a stable level. Yeah. Sorry. Is that okay?
Got it. Thank you. Yeah, yes. And then on OP margin, but you're expecting OP margin to grow year on year this year. Is that just mainly a function of better operating leverage?
Yes. Yeah. Right here.
Got it. So yeah. So is there any additional commentary that's on the kind of magnitude we can expect in terms of the OP margin expansion that we will see for 2025?
Okay. I would say if everything goes smoothly, sorry, some of the product, I mean, some of the content growth, will contribute more than I expected if everything goes smoothly. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Got it. Okay. And when we look at CPU sockets, there's been a lot of chatter that potentially there's new entrants. Can you kind of walk us through what you're seeing now?
Okay. For the SP7 and SPA, we saw that T will come back as a supplier. I mean, starting from the SP7 and SPA. Other than that, we haven't seen any official newcomer in the market. Is that okay? And of course, we will keep our eye on it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, I think there's been a lot of chatter that potentially there's a Taiwanese supplier that would come into the supply chain, but right now, officially, that's not something that you guys are seeing on the pipeline.
Yes, we didn't see that. Of course, I will keep my eyes on it, but aside of the T rejoin, I didn't see any newcomer yet, officially.
Got it. Thank you. Can we just jump to the GPU socket for GB300? I know you said you guys are right now going through qualification. Any color you can share with us about the timeline, schedule of what we can expect? How long does qualification take? When do you expect to get qualified?
At this moment, we just sent out the samples and waiting for the test result. So I'm sorry that I don't have any timeline for that. Yeah, so that's the current situation.
Got it. Thank you. Okay. Then can we jump to the SOCAM opportunity that you guys have for 300 that you have listed here on this slide? What is the content per tray or per rack? And how much can this contribute in terms of revenue for you guys for this year?
So for the 300, there should be 8 pieces for each tray. So that's the usage of the GB300. Yeah, is that okay? I'm sorry, I'm not able to talk about the ASP. Yeah, so but the quantity will be 8 pieces for each tray.
I see. So there will be 4 per CPU. Is that
yes
correct?
That's right.
I see. Has there been a change? Because originally I thought it was 2 per CPU.
I think there's. Wait a moment. I'm not sure. Yeah, as you can see right here, this is the GPU, and they will use 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I saw. Is that okay? Of course, this is a 200, but for 300, they will use 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Got it. And how should we think about your supply share for this particular connector?
Oh, I have no idea at this moment. Yeah, because we just shipping some low volume, so I have no idea about the share at this moment. Yeah.
I see.
Maybe I can update you maybe later, maybe Q2, Q3 later this year. Yeah.
Got it. But this product you will be starting to ship in Q2.
We'll ship some small quantity for custom. Very small quantity. I would say that's for the testing kind of quantity. It's not max production yet.
Got it. And can you remind us which other suppliers are in the supply chain for this particular product?
FIT, I'm not sure. Amphenol, I'm not sure about the Amphenol, but FIT, the other supplier for the SOCAM.
Got it. And from a margin perspective, is this in line with corporate average?
I'm not able to talk about that. I'm sorry.
No worries. No worries. Thank you. Just coming back to the TE coming back to SP7
Yeah.
server socket opportunity that you mentioned earlier. When do you think that will begin?
Starting from SP7, SPA. So that will be Q1 next year.
Q1 next year.
Yeah. So right now we are using the SP5 and the Venus will use the SP7, SPA, and it will start from Q1 next year.
Got it. Got it. So when you look at the competitive dynamic for server CPU socket starting from 2026, so there will be right now there's 3, right? So going to 2026, there will be 4. Is that the right way to think about it?
I'm not so sure about that because I haven't seen Amphenol's socket, but yeah, I cannot comment on that. But I would say at least 3, yes.
Got it. Got it. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So when we look at the desktop space, basically for every share gain that AMD has over Intel in the desktop space, that is a net positive for you guys. Is that the correct understanding?
Yes, because there are 2 suppliers for the AMD desktop, Lowe's and FIT. So we have higher market share in AMD.
Right. Do you think there will be other suppliers coming in as AMD's volume continues to grow bigger and bigger?
I haven't seen that officially. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you. Okay. So when we look out into Q2, I know you mentioned that you're expecting Q2 to be better than Q1. But if we look at just server versus desktop versus notebook, based on what you're seeing now, is there any, like by ranking, which one do you think will see stronger growth on a sequential basis?
I would say by the volume, by the production of volume of our customer, I would say server volume will stable around this level, around maybe 1.3 million per month in Q2. Laptop, I haven't get the full picture of Q2, same as desktop. So I would say server will be higher. Yeah. The rest of for laptop and desktop will be higher, of course, but I haven't see the full picture of it. So I'm not so sure how high it will be in the Q2.
I see. For laptops and desktops, is the forecast that you're seeing for this year, is there a material increase in the back half of the year driven by enterprise refresh and AI PC new models? Is that what you guys are seeing as well?
I have no idea about the driven, what's the driven of it, but yeah, I saw that most of our customers told me that the laptop demand will have around low single-digit growth this year. Yeah. Should be single-digit growth this year. Yeah.
I see. Do you think there are any inventory for any of the laptop products or CPU sockets for desktops at the ODM level?
No, no, I didn't see that. Yeah, not at this moment. No.
I see. So basically, what you guys will be seeing in terms of forecast for this year will be pretty reflective of end demand because there's no inventory that you guys have to worry about.
Yeah, I would say most of our customers are very cautious about the inventory, especially after 2023. Most of the customers are very cautious about the inventory level. So I didn't see any, inventory. I would say normal. Right now, at this moment, the inventory level I will regard as normal level.
Got it. Thank you. Can we just jump to your strategic customers business?
Yeah.
How do you think that will progress? Looks like, last year it was down quite a bit. What do you think it'll look like over the next 1 to 2 years?
I would say the business with them will continue to grow. I mean, for the numbers will continue to grow. But the growth rate is slowly than our corporate average. So we are doing our best to adjust our capability to win more projects from them. Yeah. Is that okay?
Yes. In terms of the new project wins that you guys are working on, any color you can share with us on what content or for what product that is mainly for?
I can only say that not just the connector, but also some mechanical parts. The mechanical parts that I mean is some is metal, some is plastic, some is hybrid. So that kind of mechanical parts.
Got it. Thank you. And sorry, just to jump back on OpEx for Q4. There's some questions here around what happened in terms of the jump for Q4. Can you explain for us?
Okay. I think for the past few years, you can see that Q4 OpEx will be higher than the previous quarters. That's because we will increase the salary in Q4 every year around that. And since we grow a lot every year, so that we will have additional bonus in Q4. So that's why the Q4 will higher than other, the previous quarters. Yeah, is that okay?
Got it. Yes. So maybe just a follow up on that. So the right way to think about it is you mentioned that you're expecting average 1.5 billion OpEx per quarter for 2025. So the right way to think about it is as we move, from Q1 to Q4, Q1 will see a sequential decline in terms of OpEx, and then Q2, Q3, Q4 will see sequential increase. Is that the right way to think about it?
I would say the OpEx will fluctuate along with the revenue. So it should be grow in the coming quarters of 2025.
Right. Okay. Thank you. But Q1 is going to decline because revenues will decline.
Yeah. Yes. I will expect that. Yes.
Got it. Thank you. Lastly, just on your PCIe opportunity, I think you mentioned that on your slide as well. in terms of your server business. Can you talk a little bit about this opportunity? How much was this in terms of revenue contribution last year? How much do you think it will grow this year? What is the content or the TAM that you guys are seeing for this particular business?
Okay. I'm sorry that I'm not able to talk about the contribution to our revenue, but how about I answer your question this way? I think last year our market share on the PCI cable was around maybe 2 to 3%. Sorry. Last year was around 4%, I think. And this year, I will expect it will grow to maybe 6 to even 8% this year. Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah. So looks like you guys are gaining share. Is there a particular customer or any color you can share here? Where is this share gain coming from at the expense of who? Anything you can share with us here?
We got some CSP, some brand customer, and so we are doing our best to get more customer in, but right now we have our customer base. Some are the CSP, some are the brand customer.
Got it. But so this is mainly for PCI cables for servers that is sitting on the CPU board?
Sorry, you mean?
These are PCI cables that are mainly sitting on the CPU motherboard. Is that the right understanding?
Yes. At this moment, yes.
Got it. Do you guys have any exposure or opportunity for AEC cables?
Yes, we have solution on that, but at this moment, I think there are almost no project using the AEC. I mean, okay. Wait a moment. I'm not talking about the sorry. I'm not talking about the AOC or EEC like this. I'm talking about the PCIe with redriver retimer on it. If you are asking about that kind of AEC, I see no demand on that. But for this kind, Lintus already supply some AEC or AOC to its customer.
Got it. Thank you. I think in the interest of time, it's our webcast today. Thank you, Ray. Thank you so much for everyone. Thank you everyone for joining us today. And thank you again, Ray. But before we close, Ray, do you have any closing remarks you want to share with our audience today?
I would say we will do our best to maintain our margin in a certain level and growing our operation margin and the EPS will be our main target. And thank you for joining this call and have a good rest of the day. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. We will see you all next time.
Thank you. Bye.